And just before we continue, since I'm on the item menu, I do sort of want to point out the interesting similarities between the visual designs of all of these souls and of humanity, because that's on purpose. Alright. You know what? You don't want to bother me. I'm totally okay with that. We could go up this way and ruin his day. But, perhaps more importantly to the player, we could get in this elevator thing. So remember back when we talked to the merchants, or to the crestfallen warrior, soldier, whatever, and he mentioned that the lift to the undead parish was broken? Well, we just fixed it. This is probably one of the most satisfying shortcuts in games, in that you've just gone through this opening gauntlet, traveled what feels like so far away to get up to the undead parish, and suddenly you make it all the way back down here, and you're over in Firelink Shrine.
Don't you ever think to forge your weapons? You'd better find a smith box soon, unless you enjoy swinging about with blunt instruments.
Might as well check for some new dialogue on the off chance it shows up.
How did that silly sorcerer's apprentice end up? You know, the one always prattling on about Master Logan. He left for the undead burg, but never came back. Serves him right. If even old Big Hat can't make it out there, what chance does he have? I hope he enjoys his new life as a hollow. What now? I'm not up for chatting. Leave me alone.
So up until, I want to say, like, the midpoint of the game, the crestfallen warrior over here will actually get new prompts relating to other NPCs that either are in the area or who can show up in the area. A lot of people actually don't realize that he can give you information about a ton of different things, you know? He basically, A, dropped the name Big Hat Logan, but B, also mentions, hey, there's an NPC that you can go find in Undead Burg somewhere, and they might be able to teach you magic. I think he'll do that a few other times. Petrus, maybe a bit less helpful.
Oh, hello. I will teach you miracles. A promise is a promise, after all.
Anything interesting?
I'm afraid that may be difficult.
Nope.
For our missions are sacred.
Man, he doesn't even want to tell me, like... He doesn't even want to give me the option
the effectiveness
to
of the...
get the new... or to re-get... to pay him more souls for him to get his alternate dialogue option. His loss. But that's all I wanted to show off here. You'll also notice that I purposely did not sit at the bonfire, and the reason for that was I don't want to respawn any of the Balder Knights or anything else. Plus, we've barely lost any health, so there's no real point to it. Oops, oh right, I forgot that this points you the other way. Even though it makes perfect spatial sense, like, this is basically built into the side of a mountain, and the, you know, looking outward down this way would basically be where we'd find Firelink Shrine. So, the world is very geometrically consistent. Hello there. Well, I guess the stairs thing cuts both ways, now that we have a big sword. Jeez. Wonder if we can... wonder if I can hit him at all, but... There we go. Okay, I definitely need full health for the... Oh god, I just realized something. There was one other thing I wanted to do in Firelink Shrine. Whoops. Okay, yes, let's go back down here and talk to the Firekeeper. Because we can now reinforce our Estus Flask. This basically works as a straight upgrade to them. And you can see why that would be really important. She doesn't have anything to say about it, though, so, back to the parish! Okay, so, it is really rather important that I have... Oh, really? Did that get the whole area to reload in? I actually have to check this out. Huh, what do you know? Those guys are back. Interesting. I did not realize that going from the Undead Parish to Firelink would respawn the enemies. So yes, as I continue to try to say, but keep getting cut off, we want as much healing as we can get for what's about to happen. You'll probably only get the sound cue for this, but the mage over there just happened to do a little dance. And that dance happened to power up all of the guy's friends. Which bodes, poorly for us. Woohoo! I think he may be body blocking a bunch of other hollows. He's like, okay, sure. If you really want to do that. I really like the way that this is communicated visually. You may not understand the buffs, and you may not understand, like, what the dance is or anything like that, but as soon as you see these the glowing hollows, you will immediately recognize that, okay, whatever just happened, they seem to have gotten some sort of buff. And it turns these really pretty non-threatening enemies into another really difficult encounter that could very easily kill you. But they also set it up in a way that's in the player's favor by giving them this long hallway here. I mean, as you could see, the sorcerer and all of his little buddies, the giant body pile we have here, we're basically body blocking each other and making it impossible for them all to come at me at once. So, on the one hand, it presents you with a completely new challenge that is that can very easily just straight up murder you. But on the other hand, it gives you all the tools to survive. Excuse me. As long as you don't run straight in here and get attacked on all sides by buffed up enemies. So, it's really good encounter design. Basically the entirety of Undead Burg and Undead Parish, as I have been saying fucking ad nauseum at this point, showcase really good encounter design. So, the boss of the area is over that way, but there's one last path for us to explore. And one more enemy for us to beat. At this point, the Balder Knights aren't really all that dangerous. I mean, you'll notice there the Wolf Ring was basically what let us tank the hell out of that. Oh dear. Oh, that was my own bad. Yeah, you can drink Estus, because I will also be drinking Estus. Round 2. So yeah, the Wolf Ring was basically what let us take that attack and not get staggered by it. I wonder if I could just crush him. Nope. It's a good thing I was standing far enough away. Yeah, that is the thing that will murder you if you're not careful with these guys. Oh wow, he had no health. If I had been standing closer, they probably would have riposted me there, and that more than likely would have killed me. So be careful. Over this way, we find, as I said, a barrel with a body in it. And as promised, corpse has some humanity. You also find a door and a slightly less solid door. Behind it is a man.
Oh, still human, are you? Then I am in luck. Could you help me? As you can see, I am stuck without recourse.
How bad could it be?
Please, I have duties to fulfill, and I will reward you handsomely. Well, I am certain you stand to benefit.
It is sort of an interesting thing of the mechanics that open will be the first thing that shows up, and you have to toggle it to talk here.
Please.
Yeah, I thought so. But, hey, he said he'd reward us. And we just happen to have the key that looks like it goes to a prison cell in the mystery key.
Thank you. Yes, sincerely. I am Knight Lautrec of Kali. I truly appreciate this. And I guarantee a reward. Only later.
Rude.
Yes, very sorry. Your reward will have to wait. I've just been freed. Allow me some time. I am free. Now, I can get back to work.
So in a game where basically everyone laughs after every sentence, Lautrec really makes it easy to tell that he's a bad guy when he laughs after every sentence. Yeah, I thought so. I'd say we'll regret that later, but he actually will escape from this cell no matter what, so, yeah. I can't imagine this will go badly for us. That said, we have now done just about everything there is to do in Undead Parish. So, let's finish it up. I also really like, with the bastard sword, just the huge fucking sheath you have over here. Also, for the record, if you free Lautrec and then say go to like a bonfire, I guess actually it has to be like save and reload or go to a different area so that this area has to reload, Lautrec's summon sign will appear, I believe, right here. So you can actually use Lautrec for the upcoming boss fight. But of course, we could also use a somewhat jollier friend. I've noticed I don't really see many messages. Am I online right now? For most bosses from this point forward, the game will provide some number of NPC summons. Often they'll be characters that you've met and talked to, but not always. Solaire is particularly useful in the fight ahead. So, since we're here, and because I'm probably going to forget if I don't do this, you'll notice that just from looking at the bell tower, just, looking at this any normal way that you can, there's a structure up in the distance. There's a big wall, and even further on top of that, there is what is clearly a tower. And the beautiful thing about that game is that in a long-ass time, we will be going to that tower. But in order to get there, oh yeah, and there's also a beautiful view of Sen's Fortress directly in front of us here. If you're paying attention, there's actually quite a lot to this arena that you can see. Actually, including the area just up here. But I believe we have a fight to get through. I really like the way that this boss introduction is set up. In that it lets you walk through the door, it lets you notice... Oh dear. It lets you, like, you know, look around, see these gargoyle statues, and then you walk far enough forward, and it's exactly what you thought it was. Whoop. Just gonna break lock on for a moment here. Oh, jeez. That was a long swing. But yeah, it really, you know, it's a great setup for a boss fight. If you didn't know, once you get the first Bell Gargoyle to half health, the second one will come and attack you. It's... When you don't have a weapon as strong as mine is, it's a real kick in the nut. Especially when they both start doing this. You'll notice me trying to do something very specific in cutting off its tail, but I'm not sure I'm going to get the chance here. Oh geez, Solaire's almost dead. Hold in there, Sunbro. Yep, looks like we're not getting that. And we've lost Solaire. But his health was invaluable in just buying us aggro from this double enemy encounter. In general, multi-enemy fights are the most difficult thing in Dark Souls. So the game is fairly serious, or is getting fairly serious when it actually throws one at you in a boss fight. This one isn't too bad in that this one comes in at half health. And you can see, actually, that it is much more damaged than the first one was. And it actually takes more damage. So... Oh, I am not actually going to go for that. I probably could have, but he was a little bit close to the edge for my comfort. If you don't get close enough, they will also tend to just spam this fire move. Give it a rest, pal. This is generally a much harder fight than I made it. Most people will not know to, like, upgrade their weapons like this. Most people will not know that they should probably bring in a summon the first time that they do this. Because this is really meant to be the first boss that you see that does give you a summonable buddy. But, it's not actually all that hard. And it's the only thing standing between us and that bell tower over there. At least as far as I know. This is also really well set up. You get that whole huge fight on the wall of the church. You know, operatic music playing, and then suddenly everything goes silent. You walk in here, you climb up a long ladder, and it just builds this whole sense of excitement and gravity, especially if you're a first-time player, and this is the first time making it through this. Like, I would say that a very, very large number of people who made it to the first bell and just felt the sense of achievement in beating those gargoyles, in beating the Taurus demon, in beating every single mob between here and Firelink Shrine, has gone on to just, you know, complete this game, or at least get a lot further in it. Like, I think that this is sort of a moment that teaches you... A moment that makes people feel the way that they feel about Dark Souls. The immense sense of satisfaction. But, enough stalling. You watch any blind Let's Play of this, and this is probably one of the most excited 90% of people are at getting to. Like, the I have finally rung this first bell. And gotten a Steve achievement for it, apparently.